Hey, Kara. Hey, Rebecca. All right, whatever. Hey, Harvey. Hey, Poison. Nah, haven't read any books lately. I want to get back into reading, but I just find it hard. I did finish reading Hooky on Webtoon. That was a good one. The Hunger books? Like the Hunger Games books? Couldn't tell you. Or different Hunger books. Either way, I don't know. Yeah, I've never read those books, but I am pro reading in general. I am strongly in favor of reading. Two more Reaction Soul cartoons. Like the cartoon intro videos. Yeah, those are continuing. They're doing 80s cartoon intros. Got a couple more of the not sure how many. I've got a couple more of the 90s cartoon intros left to go live. Hey, Buttercup. They're uploading everything. They're just scheduled. And then the 80s cartoon intros start. 80s and 90s, I think. Cartoon special. Truthfully, I'm not a fan of 80s. Hi, Jerry's. How's work? It was work. Work is, in fact, work. Anyway, I should actually probably try to do some reactions to the actual cartoons. Yeah, on the topic of cartoon reactions. You guys gonna be romanceable in ME5? I was unaware that they'd even started giving information about Mass Effect 5. Not sure how I feel about the idea of bringing back multiple, like, I don't know. Like having Liara show up, that makes sense. The Asari live, 1,000 years anyway. Or maybe having like Garrus show up, like as like a almost like a cameo type of thing. Older. You know, I don't know. I feel like I would probably prefer like a time jump, like that it not follow like too close after the events of Mass Effect 3. Having it a few decades later. I also don't think Shepard should be the main character. Like I don't know if that that's the rumor. Like I like or not even rumor. That was like what I know a lot of people have you know have said that it should be bring back Shepard and everything. I know there's a lot of people who want next Mass Effect to bring back Shepard. I don't think they should. I think Shepard's story finished. Shepard's story came to an end. On the other hand, I'm also one of those people who thinks that the next Mass Effect game should be small scale. Mass Effect was Mass Effect really about? It's about 100. So it's sci-fi. You play Space Marine. Um, you're trying to prevent machines from wiping out all advanced life. Hey, Billy. Yeah, you're just trying to prevent. Ancient machines from coming back and killing everybody. Yeah, I feel like with the third game ending with you know saving the galaxy, there's nowhere you can really escalate from there. So I do feel like the right approach at that point is to de-escalate. Go small scale, go personal. What Halo should have done. Yeah, because like it's definitely a very popular thing to go like Halo. I can't really talk about because I've never played it, but like a lot of genre fiction does that. Sci-fi and fantasy. A lot of sci-fi and fantasy does that. A lot of it feels like there's this need for constant escalation. Hey, Uncle Buck. Whereas I sort of feel the opposite is true. You can't just continually escalate because you're going to reach a point where it just gets absurd. You're going to actually like push the audience away by escalating too much, by like making it too big. So often it's actually better to scale back, to do a small personal story. Especially with speculative fiction, because like you create this awesome world. So at that point, just inhabit that world. The setting of Mass Effect, people loved the setting, so do shit with that. had a finale with the third game and had 2 more small ones that were really good. So these changed. They just tried to make everything bigger than what was going to be the finale. Yeah. Was Kane in the hospital, Amy? So when I did my Let's Play of the Mass Effect trilogy, yeah, I saved Caden. Caden was the one I saved in the first Mass Effect. My reason for that is because Mass Effect 3 did Ashley so fucking dirty. Whereas one then thrown to the wolves in 2. Yeah, I mean, I have romanced. Hey, Catherine. I have romanced Caden in the past, like in other runs, like some like before ME2, before Mass Effect 2 had even come out. I played the first game like a dozen times at least. Probably more than a dozen times. I got pretty obsessed with it. So I did Caden romance. Never romanced him in 3. One romance Grunt. Grunt is amazing. I do love Grunt. Grunt is the best boy. He is our son. Grunt is Shepard's son. Yeah, I never romanced Caden in 3. I never did his romance in 3. Your reaction video, I liked him best. Oh, he's great. He is like Grunt is genuinely like one of the best. Giving Sling Blade. No, he's just he's just a violent. He's just so gleefully violent. He just wants to break things, and it's honestly weirdly endearing. Like the cut of his jib. Can I have to look into Mass Effect? Yeah, you can always watch my Let's Play of it. I show a fair number of secrets. Mass Effect I saw at the gym. It is. You can. Yeah, it is also very cheap to buy on Steam because it's a very old series. I mean, even the Legendary Edition has been out for a while now. But yeah, I go into I do actually really like my Mass Effect trilogy Let's Play because I do go into a lot of secrets and trivia. Like, I have some scenes in there that I suspect even a lot of experienced players never saw. Like, even just in the first game. Actually, maybe especially in the first game. Especially in the first game. There's like 2 scenes in the first game that I suspect are probably really easy to miss. Eden Prime, right before you activate the beacon, you can see where Sovereign had touched down and taken off from. I was on like my 4th or 5th playthrough, maybe even later, before I first got that scene. I just never actually got close enough to the thing. Jacob reminds me of Kanye, says glad to see him at number 20. I mean, he's not as bad as Kanye, no. He's nowhere near Kanye level. No, Jacob's fatal flaw is that he's just normal. He's just a normal, reasonable, sane man. Hey, Sugar. In a game that was chock full of really interesting, weird, and broken people. And the thing is, even that could have been interesting. Even Jacob being the only sane man could have been interesting. But I feel like because there were so many characters who could be recruited in any order, they just didn't really have the resources. So like goes Matt, dude, exposure for your crazy. They didn't have the resources, they didn't have the time to have characters interact, to have squad mates interact. I feel like if characters had been allowed to interact with each other, allowing Jacob to sort of more directly contrast with some of the other characters would have been very interesting to see. In particular, honestly, seeing him change his opinion on Thane would have been phenomenal. Because, like, when you recruit Thane, Jacob was just like, oh, I don't like mercenaries, and an assassin's just a precise mercenary. I don't trust anyone who's only loyal to their next paycheck. You know, like, it was an immediate dislike, and it would have been really good seeing those two talk, and seeing Jacob be like, you know what? I was wrong. You are not what I expected you to be. And I'm glad to have you here. Backstory of an assassin is like, no, I don't think that was needed. I mean, yeah, I don't think there was anything necessary. Like, I don't think they needed anything in Jacob's backstory to justify his distrust towards Thane. Didn't have great weapons either, so screw. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not even that his weapons are bad necessarily, it's that the way the game is designed means that his weapons are not great for a lot of enemies on higher difficulties, especially on higher difficulties. No. Shotguns can be very good weapons. but like they don't do much to shields, or they don't do much to armor, or they don't do much to shields or barriers, and everyone has shields and barriers on higher difficulty. Jack's three. Jack's a good one. And she's got a really good arc throughout the game. Hey, Killface. She's got a very good character arc throughout the game. Yeah, she learns to trust. And like she learns to start letting go of her anger and hatred. Her facility, yeah. Yeah, getting her to spare what's his name is a great moment for her, because it's her deciding she doesn't want to be tied down by the past anymore. Yeah, that's a great character arc. Garrus. Garrus was her choice number one. And I like Garrus. Garrus is good. He just doesn't really have as strong a character arc as Jack or Mordin. Or Rex. Garrus is a weird one. In terms of arc. Like in the first game, character arc, few of the squad mates get much of an arc in the first game in general, but you can either, he's like a cop, he's a cop who's sort of jaded with all the paperwork, like all the red tape, not paperwork, like he's jaded with all the cop who's like jaded with all the red tape, keeping him from doing his job the way he thinks it should be done. Talking about Mass Effect Killface. Yeah, he wants to be able to just do the job, get things done however they need to get done. Start painting your figurines on Patreon? No. And then you can sort of either encourage him to recognize that rules are there for a reason and go back to being a cop, or you can encourage him to say fuck the rules and abandon being a cop. But whichever you choose, the second game has him as Space Punisher. Just a vigilante killing a bunch of criminals. Like his whatever you try to lead him towards in one makes no difference in two. And then again, two, you can sort of full of vengeful anger against the guy who betrayed him. and wants to kill him, and you can either help him get his vengeance or encourage him to let go of his past. In either case, it makes no difference whatsoever come Mass Effect 3. Have your insight in your Let's Plays? I will note a lot of it comes from like me reading what other people have to say about the shit as well. Yeah, like Garrus, like each of the first two games gives him an arc that is completely ignored in the other, like going forward. Like, you know, first game, whatever character arc he has, completely irrelevant by the time 2 comes around. 2, whatever character arc you give him there, completely irrelevant by the time 3 comes around. It's weird. And it's not like he's really unique for that, you know, like it's all the original squad mates are the same. Yeah. I feel like it does kind of hold him back just a little bit. Still want to know more about Shepard? The thing is, there's not a lot to know about Shepard because it's all, you know, role playing stuff. You know, Shepard starts off. You know, Shepard's just, you know, a badass. Like that's, you know, Shepard's just a total badass. You know, one of the best soldiers humanity has to offer. And then, in terms of personality, they're either nice or they're either really nice and everything, or they're an asshole, depending on how you play them. In either event, it's just down to how you play Shepard. I'm surprised that Liara was the Shadow Broker in my first playthrough. Fajita veggies are not cooking fast enough. Oh. Accidentally sharing number second. No, Killface. Absolutely not. Favorite dog breed? Honestly, I don't really like dogs. I know. How dare I? But hot dog. Favorite cat breed? Tabbies. I like tabbies. It's what I've always had. It's what I had as a kid. It's why I just I like them. They are cute. Same with Hotel Katana. Temperature. -3 looks like. Hey, Shirley. Celsius. -3 Celsius. Which is a little below 30 Celsius, a little below 30 Fahrenheit. Bobcats. Bobcats are very cool looking. Bobcats are very cool as well. -24 because -5. Wild tabbies with favorite pointy ears and gigantic paws for a tiny little body. Favorite type of fish? Not really. Hey, hamburger eyes. It is better when cats have big paws. The bigger the paw, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Excited for the new Scream and Ready or Not movies. Cool, cool. I'm glad for you. I hope you enjoy them. Selling my cups this afternoon. I only booked myself like 100 times. Hurrah! Progress. Air fryer. Ding. Invest right now. Hey, Ms. Where? Yeah. Yeah. I have hissed at the air fryer. What are we? Nothing. That goes start dinner 30 minutes too late. Anyway, what are we doing? We're doing this. Exactly what you're seeing right now. Meaning nothing. Yep. I'm excellent at doing nothing. How's the weather? I don't know. Partly cloudy, apparently. Cold where you are. Cold does suck. I want to double check my hours tomorrow. 12 to 8, that was what I thought. I was pretty sure tomorrow was my 12 to 8 shift. I couldn't remember for sure, though. Which means I cannot say what time I'll be on tomorrow. Have a great night. You too, Ms. No promises about whether I'll be here tomorrow. Don't have to win. It already feels like a Wednesday. Yep. Air fryer digging again. I hope this time the stuff is ready. Anywho. Need ice, but don't want to get up. I need to figure out what to record for Patreon tonight. for 2 weeks from now. Record it tonight to post in 2 weeks. Melody Crew. I'll hold off on that a little bit longer. Because I did those Hello Kitty ones not long ago. So I'll hold off a little bit longer on that one. I'll figure something out. Maybe I'll find a video on like the worst X-Men. You know, like an article that's like, oh, here are the worst X-Men ever. And then I can be like, no, you're wrong. That character, awesome. That character, awesome. Hey, Sandra. Dream of my life chicken fajita bowl. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back. And it is, in fact, Tylenol time. If you haven't already taken it. If you live anywhere, where would it be? Probably still Canada. I'm pretty satisfied with living in Canada, for the most part. Can it be a fictional world? Anywho. What's there worth talking about? Anyone have a topic? Zelda 40th anniversary. That's true. Hooray for Zelda. Hey, Brooka. I do sometimes wish I was a bigger Zelda fan than I am. Eyes were bigger than the stomach. Yeah, that happens. Doesn't happen very often to me, actually. Trespassed? Yeah. Why did she get trespassed? Link's Awakening remake. Did hear good things about that one. Filming? Nah. Never. Yeah. It's a shame. 24-hour one. All right, not too bad then. Try to keep the lighting right. Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad then. And, just means that, going forward, she just won't be able to film there. Not a big deal. There are definitely worse things in the world than not being able to film in the grocery store. Rules on filming in Boston. Is there? I was unaware of that. I was unaware there were laws, any laws regarding that. Like, malls are, private property, ultimately. So, if they tell you, hey, don't film here, then, can't film there. Privately owned businesses don't allow filming or live stream. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they are private property means that, they can say, don't film here, and you don't really have much choice but not film there. Yeah. Yeah, I've never been a fan of filming in public. Despite people trying to get me to film in public. Quoting her on YouTube helped my comment. Never a good sign. Yeah, YouTube sucks, Buttercup. So people know what their location is just going to do. I certainly can't approve of her saying that, Buttercup. Your comment? I think they have a wanted poster if you see this woman. That comment? On the one hand, I disapprove of those comments. On the other hand, I assume she was talking to like mall security, I assume. In which case, all cops are bastards does still apply to rent-a-cops as well. I'm gonna break my thing real quick. Hey, Scapegoat. Well, ultimately, I feel like my opinion on this matter is irrelevant. I don't think it matters one way or the other what I have to say. It'll be Scream Contain Me Bitch for the rest of the week. Anywho, I am sleepy, so I'm gonna end the stream here for tonight because I'm tired. I'm tired, so I'm gonna call it a night. I have no idea when I'll be back. No idea if I'll be on tomorrow or any other day this week. We'll all find out together. So good night, everybody.